Hey fans, we're going to be looking at angle notation in practice now. So in the previous video I explained to you how angle notation works using 3 letters, for example, and for example the hat symbol or the angle symbol. We're going to now put this into practice with various different diagrams and then see if we can work out angles both forwards and backwards. So let's stick with this diagram for now. We've got 3-letter notation. The question is asking you to use 3 letters to describe the red angle. So first thing you want to do is once you find the red angle, which is obviously here, and we want to name it. Now we can't call it C, as we know from the previous video, because C could refer to this, it could refer to this, it could refer to the whole thing. So we just want to focus on that red angle on the screen right now. So we're going to draw the 2 arms out. I'm going to do those in green. And we're going to say, well, actually this is the angle. And you can trace your finger along the route. You can start either at D or you can start at A. So there's 2 potential answers here. Now I'm going to start at A, and you can trace your finger along. You go from A to C and C to D. So A, C, D. That's your first answer. Angle A, C, D. The second route we could have taken is D, C, A. That's your second route, so your second answer is D, C, A. You may have spotted a couple of things. Number 1, the vertex is always in the middle, that C letter, and the other thing is the A and the D just swap around. Both of these are equally correct answers. There's no preference on which, like for example, alphabetical order doesn't necessarily matter in this case. Okay, so that's the red angle. Could you now label the green angle in 2 different ways? Pause the video and have a go, and then I'm going to show you the answer. Okay, so the green angle here, that vertex is at A, so the 2 arms are shown now with the dashed pink line. So the answer in this case would be angle CAB, hopefully you got that, or angle BAC. Those are your 2 potential answers. You may have written this in a slightly different way. I'm going back to question 1. You may have written ACD as ACD with the C has the hat on it. Another way to write it, and another way you can just write angle ACD. Okay, so but for now I'm just going to stick to this notation. Let's look at another practical example. This time we've got a more complicated shape. So what we want to do is work out a few of the angles here. I'm just going to make the angles a bit clearer. Now, first question, what is the size of angle DCB? So first thing you want to do is go to D and then draw a line, or trace it with your finger at least. If this isn't a printout, you can use your sheet to do this if you have it. You're going from D to C, and then that's your vertex, and then you're going from C to B. Now, where these lines meet at the vertex is the angle we want, 74 degrees. So in this case, we can see this is going to be 74 degrees. Try the next 2 questions, and then I'm going to show you the answers. Pause the video if you need more time. Okay, so I'm going to work through the next few questions now. So angle CDB. So I'm going to start at C. I'm going to go to D. And then I'm going to go to B. So I can see the angle I want is 18 degrees. So I'm just going to write that, 18 degrees. I hope you got that as your answer. And then BDF. So that means I start at B, which is here. I go to D. And then I go down to F. The angle, the vertex is there. So the angle has a 25 degree turn. So we're going to just label this as, the answer to this is 25 degrees. I hope you got those all correct. We're going to look at slightly more complicated examples now. So here's, actually we're looking at the same diagram here, but the question in this case is working out the following angles. So have a go with all of these, pause the video, and then I'm going to walk you through the answers. Okay. Question 1, so you've got BFA. So starting at B, going to F and then going to A. So this is the line we're looking at, BFA. I can see that's 108 degrees. The next question, DEF. So start at D, go to E, and then go to F. That's not very well drawn, but you can see that's going to be 24 degrees. Next one is we've got DEB. So start at D, go to E, and then go to B. Now, this is actually the same angle as the previous question because the two arms meet at the same vertex. So just because one arm is longer doesn't change the angle. It would be like having this and then making that line a bit longer. The angle hasn't changed at all. And then we've got BDE. So start at B, go to D, and go to E. Now this one's a bit different because the vertex here, the angle, is two angles combined. So we're going to need to add 15 and 25. So that is going to be 40 degrees. And that's it. Let's look at another example on the next slide here. So the question here, pause the video and have a go with these, all three of them, and then I'm going to talk you through them. Okay, so first thing you notice here is there's a 20-degree angle and a 40-degree angle given, and we need to work out the name of the 40-degree angle. So we know the 40-degree angle, the vertex is at F, and then the two arms go out like that. So we can either start at D or we can start at C. But there's two potential answers to this. So let's just start at C, and you're going to have CFD or DFC. These are our two potential answers. So let's just write that here. So angle DFC or angle CFD. Question 2, which angle is the right angle? So we can see it's going to be this one here. So the two arms are B to F and F to C. So BFC or angle CFB if we go the other way. And then name the angle that's 110 degrees. So 110 degrees. Now there's no angle here that is 110. What we need to do is make it 110. So for example, I can see that 90, which is here, plus 20 is going to give me 110. So what I want is this angle here, A to F, F to C. So angle AFC is equal to 90 plus 20, which is 110 degrees. Okay, let's try a practice sheet. Now you may not have a printout here, but the screen should be okay enough for you to do the following questions. I'm going to do the first example for you and then you can do the rest. So it says write down the value of J, G, H. So you just trace your finger from J to G and then G to H. So I can see J is here, J to G, G to H. The angle I want is this one here, and I can see that's going to be 130 degrees. Okay, so following that same logic, work out all of the rest of the answers here. Pause the video, and then I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. These are all the answers. And then for the second question here, you need to write down the value of these combined angles. We're actually going to add more than one angle together. For example, EKG will look like this. You can start at E, go to K, and then go to G, and you can see the angle we want is this. So it's going to be 110 plus 45. Now you're going to work that out, and then you're going to do the rest of the questions. I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. These are the answers. I'm just going to do one example just for giggles. So GKD. Now, if I'm starting at G, I'm going to K, and then I'm going to D. You can see the angle I want is this plus this plus this. So 25 plus 110 plus 45, which gives you 180. So I hope that was useful. That was a brief overview of using angle notation and why it's important to be able to spot which angles we are talking about. So we will look at some more stuff on angles in the next video. Smash the like button and I'll see you soon.